I am Andrea Fitzgerald, and I am going to be your host this evening. Now, you may be wondering, what the heck is a rookie reset? Well, friends, it would be evenings just like this, except your girl would be stressed the hell out because I could not manage my classroom, and quite frankly, I couldn't figure out this whole teaching thing. So, what we do here on the Rookie Reset is to provide you as a new teacher, practical tools, tips, and strategies to help you stay in the game. I am the professional learning, I am the PD that you need. So come join us every Tuesday, somewhere between 5:15 and 5:45. That's my consistency, y'all. That's the best I can do. But I will be here. And we just share with you practical, simple things that you can implement yesterday that will make your life a little easier. And that's what we do. So we hope to see you here. But today, friends, y'all know we're going to talk about? Today, friends, we are going to talk about you will mess up. And guess what? It's okay. So, I was thinking about this when I talk to new teachers. Something that they often say is, "Dang, I feel like I should just have this figured out. Why is this so hard? Oh my gosh! I know I'm like a professional, but why am I on the struggle bus the way that I am?" And I want you to know that it is okay to mess up because y'all want to know something. This is my signature story. Is how I learned to use Power School. You know how I learned about relationships calling inside of my own classroom. I asked the student for a phone number, and I actually thought she was going to give it to me. A high schooler, 15 years old. I said, of course she's going to give me the right number. Of course she would. Y'all, she didn't. She didn't give me the right number. But that's how I learned to use Pal School. That's how I learned about relationships. That's how, listen, I learned empathy and compassion from that one mistake, right? So I want to share with you a few things to keep in mind as you embrace this idea of you're going to mess up. Because, guys, let me tell you, it's not a matter of if, it's when. It happens to everybody. So, I just want to share a few things with you as you think about mistakes as a new teacher. I think the first thing is let's just first remember that you're new to this. Like, you're new to the profession. That's okay. Like, you're new to something. You're not going to be an expert yet. You'll get there, but it's okay. But let's just keep in mind that we are rookies. It's okay. The next one is give yourself permission to be messy. As I said, it's not a matter of if, it's when. So, when I think about this idea of messiness, I reflect on my time in relationship school. Y'all, listen, I have grown a lot over the past. I think I went there in 2019. Well, that was 4 years ago. And we had to take this pre-assessment to rate ourselves. I think it was at 100 points. Y'all know what I got, y'all? 16. 16 out of 100 points on the relationship, the skills to be successful in a relationship. 16 points, y'all. Terrible. Um, and one thing they told us when we went there, because we had this weekend where we learned all these things, and I had a meltdown, y'all, because I was like, what if I go back and I make the same mistakes now that I know better? And you know what they told me? They said, I get that you're having a meltdown right now, but understand that growth is messy. When you are growing, when you are learning something new, it's not linear. That's how we think of things. We're like, oh, I know this. Now it's going to be different. It ain't like that, especially not in teaching. But growth is messy. You get it right one day, you mess up the next. You grow a little bit more, you mess up again. It's almost like that, like a zigzag in terms of growth. It's not this linear thing. It's a part of the process when we're growing through anything. So just give yourself permission to be messy. Botch it, mess it up. It's okay. I think something to consider too is even the best teachers that you see around you, they were new teachers at some point too. And I think what we have to do is we can't compare someone's chapter 10 to our chapter 1. We're in chapter 1. It's brand new to us. We haven't been doing this for 2 years. Because oftentimes when I was a new teacher, I would look around at other teachers. I was like, man, they seem like they got it all figured out. And I'm over here on the struggle bus. I shut that door and I'm screaming and yelling every day. What's up with that? But that's because I was comparing someone else who had already been through some of the struggles that I was in, And I was making it like, oh, well, what's wrong with me? Why don't I have it figured out? Like, why don't I have this figured out? Why am I struggling so hard? But that's because I was comparing. They had been in it longer than me. So just don't do that. You are where you are. Even the best person you see in front of superintendent, associate superintendent, principal, director. At one point, they were a new teacher. Just keep that in mind. They've had the same challenges you have. You are not alone in this. I think the other thing when you think about messing up is the question you ask yourself. Maybe it's not. I wish I wouldn't have messed up. More like, what can I learn from this? And I find that's something that my coach often says is ask a better question. You know, and it's what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? As I said, my first year, I made a ton of mistakes. My students, they would, when I first started, I didn't understand that you had to come in firm. They asked for the hall pass. I said, sure, go ahead, take the hall pass. Yes, absolutely, I mean, I just thought it was no big deal. Because I was like, oh man, these kids are great. They're just so ready to learn. Da 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 da. Listen, by 2 weeks in, their hall pass was, I mean, they would ask for that thing left and right. It was a distraction to class. And that was a mistake. That was absolutely a mistake. But you know what I learned from this? I said, "Ooh, I'm gonna have to have a system for this." So you know what I did next year? Next year, I said, "Well, I'm gonna let them know when the school year starts that you're gonna get 2 per semester. 2. Oh my gosh, I gotta go to the bathroom so bad. I need to use a hot pass. Oh my gosh, this thing is happening. I gotta go. I'm giving you 2 per semester." And you have 5 minutes from when you leave your last class to get to my class. So make sure you handle your business in between class. I created a system for it because I was like, dang, my hall pass got off the chain a little bit. But I learned from that mistake. And I think something that we have to consider, which I think leads to the next point, is mistakes are what make great teachers. Teaching is so different than anything that I've ever done in my life, because I remember when I was in college, when I was working on my jump shot, I go to gym, I make jump shots, and I get better immediately. But with teaching, I would be putting in max effort and I saw no results. I did. I saw no results. And I was making so many mistakes. I mean, crazy things. Like anyone would know that you look in Power School to get a parent's number. I did not. And that's okay. But I learned the next year, or most people would know, when it comes to, you need to have a structure for how they're going to enter your classroom. I did not. I learned that on the fly because I made so many mistakes my first year that the second year I was like, okay, this I'm gonna adjust this, and this. But the question we ask ourselves is, what can I learn from this? Because I think sometimes when I make mistakes in my personal life, when I get caught up in the shame cycle, and nothing wrong with feeling it, but what's the next step? And I don't look beyond, okay, what is it I need to learn here? Then I can stay stuck in the same pattern for a while. And the question we answer, what is it that I can learn here? I'm gonna mess up. I know that, but what can I do differently next time? Or why did this happen? What contributed to this happening this time? Why am I screaming at the top of my lungs today? What happened here? Oh, you know why I'm screaming? Because I don't have a system. I'm just going to scream, and I think that is my system. It's not working. I've got to make an adjustment here. So it's not a matter of if, it's when, but ask yourself, what is it I can learn here? And I think the last one I think is so critical is offer yourself grace and compassion. Just offer yourself some grace and compassion. I think that I was just talking to a new teacher on a call a while ago, and she was just like, I feel like I should know already. No, you don't have to know. You are brand new at this profession. Give yourself grace to make mistakes, to mess it up, to botch, and just give yourself some self-compassion. It is okay, y'all. I promise you. Everyone makes mistakes. Even the best teacher you see in front of your principal, everybody, we all been there. And I think that's something that you should just keep in mind. Just be graceful with yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself and thinking like, why am I struggling this hard? Y'all, it is that hard. People don't tell you that. It's that hard. And I just think that even and it's some people in schools, like, they're not even getting support. They just think it's just hard because they don't have another perspective and someone telling them that it is hard. So it's really about you being gracious and compassionate with yourself, because you will mess up. And guys, it's okay. Listen, it is okay. Listen, um, I'm gonna be vulnerable and share with you all as we wrap up this conversation. But let's rehit these points so y'all can make sure I got this. So number one, give yourself permission to be messy. Even the best teachers um were new teachers. And don't compare your chapter 1 to their chapter 10. They've been doing this a little bit longer. Ask yourself, what is it I can learn from this? Um Consider, ask, and just keep in mind that you're going to learn by doing. That's what's different about teaching. um you're going to learn by doing. So it's very different than other professions. You they throw you out, you build and fly the plane, and then you like, oh wait a minute, I need a different wing. Oh wait a minute, I need a that's all right. um Keep in mind that mistakes are what make great teachers. People don't tell you that, but you literally learn by messing up. I promise you. Who knew? Power school. That's how I learned, y'all. That is literally how I learned. And also offer yourself grace and compassion. That's what I would say to that. And so just to wrap up, yeah, I've had my own set of challenges too, guys. Like, as a even personally, guys, like, I have relationally, I've had some challenges, people. And if I just would have said, and I just think about, like I told y'all, I had a score of a 16 on the relationship test, y'all. Like, many years ago, I didn't even know how to deal with people's emotions. Like, I would just shut down. I would. But I've continued to keep getting up. I've continued to read books. I've continued to keep trying. Let me try this. Let me try that. Let me figure it out. You know, and I've gotten considerably better. Now, do I have it completely figured out? Absolutely not. But I'm definitely proud of myself and the work that I've done and the progress I've done on working on me so that I could grow in this area. But listen, for me to get there, listen, I've made a ton of mistakes. I've made a listen, I made a ton. Um, but I didn't give up. And I keep on trying, I keep on figuring out. And honestly, I feel more confident when it comes to that because I've grown a lot there. So just keep that in mind, you all. You will mess up and it is okay. So as you go out this week, I want you to keep what I call that rookie state of mind. Well, what's that, Fitz? Remember, the level up is in the losses. Problems are a privilege. And yes, you might be new to this, but I know you're true to this because you're in this moment right now. And I believe in each one of you. So get out there this week and do those rookie reset push-ups. And remember, y'all, mistakes are okay. You're going to make them and it's okay. All right. And I'm in.